South Korean president survives impeachment vote. Former defense minister of South Korea arrested. Salam Malaysia Madani. Thanks for choosing World Today with me, Renee Fong. South Korea's parliament failed to pass the impeachment motion against President Yoon Suk-yeol yesterday as most of the ruling People Power Party lawmakers refused to vote on it, causing a lack of quorum. Only 195 lawmakers participated in the vote, falling short of the two-thirds majority or 200 votes needed to advance the motion. The PPP claimed after the vote that it had blocked the impeachment to avoid severe division and chaos, adding that it would resolve this crisis in a more orderly and responsible manner. Party leader Han Dong-hoon said that the party had effectively obtained Yoon's promise to step down and said until this happened, he would be effectively excluded from his duties, leaving the Prime Minister and party to manage state affairs. The opposition has already vowed to try to impeach Yoon again as soon as Wednesday, and many protesters vowed to continue demonstrations next weekend. The parliament session in the afternoon also included a vote on a bill to investigate scandals involving Yoon's wife, Kim Kyun-hee. The proposed special prosecutor investigation garnered 198 votes in favour and 102 against, but fell short of the two-thirds majority required for approval. Following the vote, most of the 108 PPP lawmakers left the parliamentary hall except 3. One ruling party lawmaker remained and 2 came back after initially leaving. Meanwhile, Yoon Suk-yeol expressed his sincere apologies yesterday for raising public concerns by announcing martial law earlier this week. He assured that he would not attempt such a declaration again. Yoon made the remark in his first public appearance after he declared martial law Tuesday night and rescinded it 6 hours later after the National Assembly voted against it. He said he imposed martial law due to desperation as president, but acknowledged the abrupt decision caused concerns and inconvenience to the people. Several residents of Seoul expressed disappointment following South Korean President Yoon's apology for his recent attempt to impose martial law. Despite facing significant pressure, including calls for his resignation from members of his own ruling party, he chose not to step down just hours before a scheduled impeachment vote. Yoon was elected in May 2022 to a single 5-year term. On a related matter, South Korean local media reported the country's former defense minister Kim Yong-hyun was arrested today, a day after President Yoon Suk-yeol survived an impeachment vote over his calamitous attempt to impose martial law. Kim was the one allegedly advised Yoon to declare martial law, which stunned the world. He had already resigned as defense minister after the brief suspension of civilian rule late on Tuesday by Yoon that saw soldiers and helicopters sent to parliament. Kim stepping down marked the first resignation since a political crisis unfolded across the country after Yoon imposed a short-lived martial law. Yoon was forced to rescind the order hours later and Parliament voted down his decree. Kim had already been slapped with a travel ban. The National Police raided the office of Kim today as part of an investigation into claims of treason against Yoon and top ministers. Police have launched an investigation into Yoon, Kim and others for alleged insurrection. Syrian opposition forces patrolled in the countryside on Saturday as they pressed with their lightning advance towards Homs city. Syrian government forces dug in to defend the key central city of Homs to try to save President Bashar al-Assad's 24-year rule. Since the opposition forces sweep into Aleppo a week ago, government defences have crumbled across the country at dizzying speed as a string of major cities were seized. Besides capturing Aleppo in the north, Hama in the centre, and Deir al-Zor in the east, opposition forces said they have taken southern Quneitra, Darragh and Suwaida in advance to within 50 kilometres of the capital. Government defences were focused on homes, with state television and Syrian military sources reporting massive airstrikes and a wave of reinforcements arriving to dig in around the city. Meanwhile, the opposition forces extended their control to almost the entire southwest and said they had captured Sanamain on the main highway from Damascus to Jordan. The Syrian military said it was repositioning without acknowledging territorial losses. Welcome back. United States President-elect Donald Trump said that the United States should not get involved in the situation in Syria, where fast-moving rebel forces say they have begun to encircle the capital Damascus. Trump shared on his Truth Social platform that it's not America's battle and suggested letting things unfold without interference. He posted the message shortly before he arrived at the Élysée Palace to meet with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris for the reopening ceremony of Notre Dame Cathedral. It was not immediately clear why Trump raised the issue of a role in Syria, though he may have wished to ensure that President Joe Biden avoids any entanglement there before handing over the office on 20th January. There has been no public signal that the Biden administration is contemplating such an intervention. Trump has long taken an isolationist approach, and during this year's presidential campaign, he often said he could end the Ukraine and Gaza wars quickly. Trump's trip to Paris, where some 50 world leaders have converged for the Notre Dame ceremony, provides him an early opportunity to re-exert himself on the world stage. On another matter, Trump met with Britain's Prince William in Paris yesterday for the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral, marking 5 years since the devastating fire that damaged the iconic structure. The pair exchanged small talks as they posed for photographers, and Trump was heard remarking that William is doing a fantastic job. Greeting the prince at the ceremony, Trump gave William a pat on the shoulder before the two shook hands and spoke for a few seconds. Prince William was expected to discuss the importance of the US-UK special relationship with both Trump and the First Lady during their respective meetings. He last met Trump in 2019 when the then president made a state visit to the UK. The far-right Alternative for Germany, AfD, on Saturday nominated co-leader Alice Weidel as its first chancellor candidate in the party's 11th-year history, setting out its bid for power ahead of a snap election due in February. Speaking in Berlin at a news conference, Weidel said the AfD was the second-largest force in the polls nationwide and deserved to be in the government. A string of state electoral successes by the AfD are increasing pressure on the Conservatives in particular to drop their firewall to the party and consider a right-wing coalition, especially given the weakness of their erstwhile traditional partner, the neoliberal Free Democrats FDP. Far-right parties have gained traction across Europe in recent years, also coming to power in Italy, Sweden, the Netherlands and Finland. Wydel 45, who has co-led the party since 2022, is an unlikely public face for a male-dominated anti-immigration party that depicts itself as a defender of traditional family values and ordinary German working people. Powerful storm made landfall in the United Kingdom yesterday following a rare red warning, leaving thousands without power and disrupting travel and sporting events. Around 3 million people in Wales and southwestern England were warned by the government to stay indoors as storm Darragh has already hit parts of the country. According to Anadolu Agency, the message warned people of life-threatening danger due to flying debris, falling trees and large waves around coastal areas. According to the National Grid, more than 55,000 customers are now without power across southwestern England, southern Wales and the West Midlands. Mentioning an emergency cell phone alert sent to millions of people, it said this would be the largest ever use of the system outside a test scenario. Several flights and train services have been delayed over the strong wind, with hundreds of cancellations and some aborted landings at Heathrow Airport in London, with others diverted to Germany. Dutch leaders expressed their shock yesterday after a huge apartment building explosion in The Hague, which left at least 4 dead. Prime Minister Dick Schoof expressed his shock on social media platform X regarding the incident. King Willem Alexander and Queen Maxima also expressed their heartfelt support for all individuals who have been directly impacted or who are concerned about the well-being of their loved ones. The apartment building in The Hague partially collapsed on yesterday morning following a powerful explosion, leaving at least 4 people injured. The victims, including a child, were transported to the hospital for treatment. Emergency services, including a specialized urban search and rescue team, are continuing rescue and search operations, as officials warned that the number of victims could rise to around 20. The incident occurred on Tarweckham Street in the northwestern Mariahove district of The Hague. Images from the scene show that the facade of several apartments has been swept away. The apartment building houses shops on the ground floor and 2 residential floors above. The cause of the explosion remains unclear. Police reported that a car was seen speeding away from the scene shortly after the explosion, and authorities are appealing for witnesses who may have seen the vehicle to come forward. Up next in sports, Forest condemn United to second straight defeat. Stay tuned.
Melaksanakan misi, mempertahan maruah, mencipta secara setiap pertemuan, takkan jenta dengan asalkan membuat peluang segerakan satu perjuangan, satu suara akan yang direncana di dalam memburu takkan keraguan, kekuatan bicara.
Kicking off our sports segment this afternoon, Nottingham Forest condemned Manchester United to their second straight Premier League defeat on Saturday, beating Ruben Amorim's men 3-2 at Old Trafford. Amorim made a positive start to his career in the United with a draw and winning 2 of his first 3 games. However, he had warned the storm will come for the struggling club, who have endured a torrid start to the season. corners proved to be United's undoing as Nikola Milenkovic headed home from an Elliot Anderson corner in the second minute for the opening goal. United rallied and were level in the 18th minute through Rasmus Højlund. Forest once again made a lightning start to the second half when United skipper Bruno Fernandes gave the ball away to Callum Hudson-Odoi, and he found Gibbs White once again put the visitors in the driving seat. New Zealand international Chris Wood extended the lead to 3-1 in the 54th minute with a header. United pulled one back just after the hour mark when Ahmad Diallo drove down the right side to play back for Fernandes, who swept the ball past Forest goalkeeper Matt Sells from the edge of the box. United, however, unable to level the scoreline until the final whistle. It was Forest's first win at Old Trafford since 1994, lifting them to 5th in the Premier League table as United languishing in 13th spot. In another match, Manchester City failed to win for the 8th time in 9 games in a 2-2 draw at Crystal Palace. Pep Guardiola's men had the chance to go second in the table, but failed to build on an encouraging 3-0 win over Forest in midweek. Daniel Munoz fired the home team ahead early, but Erling Haaland's towering header levels the score. The visitors started the second half strongly, but were hit with a sucker punch when Maxine Lakovic powered home Will Hughes' corner. Rico Luis found the top corner to level once more for City, but was then sent off 6 minutes from time. 4th place City are 8 points behind Liverpool, and a 5th straight Premier League title is looking increasingly unlikely. City face a crucial trip to Italian giants Juventus in the Champions League on Wednesday before turning their attention to the derby on 15th December. In Bundesliga, Jamal Musiala came off the bench to rescue an injury-hit Bayern Munich, scoring twice in a 4-2 win over lowly Heidenheim, sending his side 6 points clear in the Bundesliga on Saturday. In other Premier League news, West Ham United forward Mikel Antonio is conscious and in a stable condition in hospital after he was involved in a road traffic accident on Saturday. In a posting on West Ham United's official social media, the Premier League club confirmed that Antonio is in a stable condition following a road traffic accident this afternoon in the Essex area. It said Antonio is conscious and communicating and is currently under close supervision at a central London hospital. Essex police said officers were investigating a serious crash involving a Ferrari and asking for witnesses and dashcam footage. The club has asked that the 34-year-old Jamaican international's privacy is respected, and there will be no further comment on Saturday, but they will issue a further update in due course. Several clubs, including Premier League sides Arsenal, Chelsea and Manchester City, replied to West Ham's initial statement on X, sending their best wishes to Antonio. Antonio has been at West Ham since 2015 and has featured in every league game for the club this season. West Ham's next fixture is a home game with Wolverhampton Wanderers on Monday. On to Saudi Pro League. Al Hilal scored a last-minute goal to clinch out a 3-2 win over Al Raid in Riyadh on Saturday. The winning goal came 14 minutes into stoppage time when Malcolm took a corner and put up a nice cross that was first picked up by Mohamed Kano and finished off by Ali Al-Bulaihi. The visiting side were first on the board when Karim El Berakawi picked up a nice pass inside the box to finish it off at close range. After a few close chances, Al Hilal levelled at 1-1 with a header by Sergej Milinkovic-Savic in the 42 minutes. Al Raid jumped back into the lead in the second half with a low shot to the far corner by Yahya Sunbol. The home side levelled again in the 87th with a beautiful header by Marcos Leonardo. From there, it took 14 minutes of stoppage time for Al Hilal to put the visiting side away with Al Bulahi's winner. Al Hilal are second in the standings on 34 points, just two behind leaders Al Ittihad. The defending champions suffered a surprise defeat against Al Khalij last month and have dropped 5 points in their previous 5 matches. On the other hand, Al Raid are languishing in 12th place with just 14 points after 14 matches.
Final chance. In by Malcolm.
Meanwhile, the United States LA Galaxy beat New York Red Bulls 2-1 with goals from Joseph Paintsil and Dejan Jovaljig to win a record-extending 6th cup title and snap a 10-year championship drought on Saturday. They sealed their first MLS Cup since 2014. Now let's move on to golf. Overnight leader Joaquin Niemann missed a par shot on the final hole on Saturday before capitalizing on the narrow misses of his rivals to secure the PIF Saudi International through a 3-way playoff. The Chilean only managed to bogey on the final hole of the 4th and final round, ending 21 under par, tied with American Caleb Surratt and resurgent Cameron Smith from Australia. Surratt also floundered on the final hole, teeing off with a shot straight into the water. But Niemann kept his cool and took advantage of 2 narrow misses by Surratt and Smith during the playoff to sink a birdie and clinch the title. Niemann said he was now looking forward to spending time with family back in Chile and getting married in the off-season. Wind down and relax with a selection of colourful stories this week in our offbeat segment. Dubai unveils the world's largest pure gold bar on the market, weighing 300.12 kilograms and worth around $25 million. The gold bar, produced by Emirates Minting and Refinery, was recognized by the Guinness World Records, representing an extraordinary feat of craftsmanship. The bar broke the previous record held by 250-kilogram gold bar in Japan. The gold bar was put on display at Dubai Gold Souk Extension, showcasing the vital role of local retailers in reinforcing Dubai's position as a premier hub for luxury and trade.
بس طبعا استغرقت تقريبا 8 ساعات، 8 إلى 10 ساعات أخذت وقت، وطبعا كل شيء كان مصور ونبعث لشركة جينيس لحتى تقدر تأكد إنه السبيكة كانت معمولة وفق يعني الشروط تبعها، ولتأكد إنه هي فعلا سبيكة 100 كيلو ذهب.
Dubai Gold Souk Extension, part of the Darragh Enrichment Project, is a premier destination for gold and jewelry trading, offering a unique blend of heritage and modern retail experiences. Covering over 1 million square feet, it is home to 295 shops, 250 offices, and 460 residences, providing an ideal space for traders and visitors alike. The souk enhances economic activity by supporting both local and international brands through a variety of retail shops, workshops, exchange houses, and bullion dealers. The race is on to produce the first humanoid robot that people welcome into their homes, with companies including Tesla vying to be the first to get a viable android into people's daily lives. One of those hoping to win that race is 1X, a company based in Norway and Silicon Valley, with their humanoid robot Neo. Dressed in kitschy futuristic jumpsuit, Neo was recently demonstrated at the firm's headquarters in Moss, south of the Norwegian capital, Oslo.
So this is the newest version of our humanoid Neo, who is going to be piloted in homes. We're starting to roll that out now, and this is going to be In the long term, this will be doing your laundry, cleaning your house, tidying, and generally giving you back a lot of time in life.
Neo has also been designed to be piloted or teleoperated by a human from a different location. This will allow users to log into their robot avatar regardless of their location in the world. This could also enable new kinds of human-robot interaction. The prototype version of Neo was piloted by humans remotely. The market-ready version will use artificial intelligence and remote control and will be unveiled next year.
Welcome to On the Table.
Obviously, there are two main engines of growth in any economies.
What are the implications of Malaysia's growth on employment, income levels, and also standard of living per population?
From a historical perspective, it's been good.
The capacity in our country can be built to be in the same level as the world standards.
And with that, we wrap up today's bulletin. In our top story, South Korean president survives impeachment vote. And do join us again this evening on TV1 and saluran Berita RTM at 8:30 p.m. for more news. Alternatively, you can stream us live on RTM Click's website or mobile app. Till then, I'm Renee Fong. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful afternoon.